Bitcoin has just put in a new monthly close. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, in today's video, I want to investigate that with you, as well as taking a quick look at what the NASDAQ 100 is doing and some other interesting indicators for Bitcoin. My name's Lark. I make videos talking about investing. If you like that topic, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Of course, take a quick moment to tap on that thumbs up button to let me know if you do like this kind of content. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, before we get into the Bitcoin charts, I want to show you this. This is the Puell multiple. Now, this is something that has historically been a very good indicator of Bitcoin market bottoms. We can see, of course, back here in 2011, nailed the bottom. Back here in 2015, 2018, 2020, nailed the bottom, nailed the bottom, nailed the bottom. Even 2021 in our big sell-off that we had then, nailed the bottom once again. Every time that the indicator enters this green zone down here has been a buying opportunity. Well, guess what is happening right now? We are once again in that green zone. Actually, we've just exited out of it. Now, this is the stop everything you're doing and go stack some sats zone. That is what is being indicated here. I just want to be clear, though, just because we have come back down into it does not mean we can not go back into it once again. You can see, for example, back in some previous crash situations, we actually entered into it multiple times with many breakouts above and then coming back down below. That's 2020 there. We can see as well, 2018, similar situation. We can see as well, going back to 2015, similar situation. So we can actually see it come and test that area a few times during a bear market. But this zone has historically been a buy area for Bitcoin. Now, I also want to share this. This is from Matthew Hyland. He points out that the dollar index is now breaking its parabolic curve. So you can see this coming in here. That's the parabolic curve line here for the dollar index. We could be breaking down from the parabolic rise of the dollar, the changing Fed monetary policy, the changing sentiment in the market. All this stuff means that people could start looking to risk assets again and getting out of their dirty, dirty dollars. So that's very, very interesting. If we break the dollar index, that bodes well for Bitcoin because it basically works as an inverse, right? When the dollar index is rallying, Bitcoin tends to be doing poorly. When the dollar index is doing poorly, Bitcoin tends to be rallying. So that is very interesting to see that the parabolic move is being broken currently. I also wanted to point this out because this speaks to the potential of a wider market rally. This is the NASDAQ 100 index. We've just had our monthly close for it. It came down, it bounced off of this key area of support in June. We see that in both June and July, we actually had a nice bounce off of the 50-week exponential moving average. And guess what? This is the July candle right here. Look at this beautiful candle. This is a bullish engulfing candle. More often than not, when we get those kind of candle moves, that indicates the start of a new market cycle. We can look here, for example. This is a bullish engulfing candle that came in after the correction back in 2020. Started a major market rally coming in here. We had a bullish engulfing candle here, and that came just before the market tipped over. We did have a couple more months of rally after that. Same here, bullish engulfing candle kicked off a new major rally here for the markets. So that is very, very interesting to see that the NASDAQ is doing that. Now, why am I talking about the NASDAQ? Because the NASDAQ 100, this is one of the indexes that Bitcoin tends to follow the most closely. So if we see the NASDAQ rallying hard, we could then expect that crypto has the potential to rally hard off of the back of that. So that is very, very interesting. An equity market rally is good for crypto, and this indicates that we are potentially looking at that happening. Now, let's talk about the Bitcoin monthly charts. We just had our monthly close here for Bitcoin. Let's just go ahead and zoom in on it real close. Like now, the monthly candle for Bitcoin definitely not as sexy looking as the one for the NASDAQ, unfortunately, but it's also not all that bad. So back in June, of course, we did see buyers stepping up under the 20K zone. Same in July, under $20,000. Buyers were buying Bitcoin, seeing value in gobbling up that asset on its sale prices. Now, if June was the bottom, that becomes a very, very interesting thing here. And I want to discuss this with you. Because look at this candle here. This is back in 2015, January 2015. This marked the bottom of the bear market in 2015. Now look at that candle. Look at that candle. Looks pretty similar to our current candle, well, I'm sorry, previous candle for June last month. But in this current market cycle, that looks very much like our June candle, doesn't it? Bit of recovery afterwards, nothing huge. Kind of similar to what we're seeing right now, isn't it? Those two candles look very, very similar, right? This could easily be June and July 2022. Those candles right here. What came afterwards, of course, was a whole bunch of quiet ranging for the market. We had 9 months of basically sideways action before we got back to, well, prices that were pre-fall off the cliff crash kind of stuff, and it took 26 months to start hitting new all-time highs afterwards. Now, in this time, we saw a lot of volatility. I mean, look at this candle here, August 2015. I mean, that is a 45% monthly candle right there. We had huge rallies during that 6-month period, but it was still a bear market, right? The kind of rallies that get you to go, wow, the bear market's over, everything's gonna go back to $1 bajillion now. Wasn't the case. Now let's go here and look at 2018 monthly closes. Again, look at this candle. That looks a lot like our June candle, doesn't it? Although we did see lower prices come in the month afterwards. This is actually November, and we did see slightly lower prices come in December, of course, 2018. Now, again, we saw a situation where it took about 6 months for the price to get back over where we fell off the cliff. And then, once again, it took us 25 months to get back to new highs after reaching the bottom of the bear market. Now, where are we right now with our monthly close here for Bitcoin? If this is the bottom, if $17,500 was the bottom for this bear market, we still have a lot of economic uncertainty, we still have a lot of macro fears, we still have fears about what's going to happen to European gas prices in the winter, we still have people worried about the increasing inflation and all this stuff. There's a lot of macro stuff to keep worried about, right? And that NASDAQ rallying, a rally can obviously turn around very, very quickly. But that bullish engulfing candle on the NASDAQ is encouraging for the future movements for Bitcoin here. So we are going to be keeping a very close eye on this. And I'm telling you, these candles, eerily similar to candles we've seen in the past that have indicated moments when we've seen huge turnarounds in the market. Interesting to note as well that while the MACD maintains a pretty strong downtrend and does have a lot more room to go down, the stochastic RSI on the monthly for Bitcoin is looking pretty gosh darn bottomed out here at its current levels. In fact, it looks very similar to what we saw back in 2018. And we are starting to have a bit of an uptick on this. So those are the monthly charts there. Very interesting to see how, of course, all this is playing out. Is this the start of, well, a potential long sideways movement in the markets? I suppose time is going to let us know that. By the way, if you are a cryptocurrency trader, then you need yourself an account over on Bybit. You can trade their wildly popular futures markets for Bitcoin, Ethereum, wide range of altcoins. They also have a super popular spot market. In fact, it's like the 7th biggest spot markets in the world over here on Bybit for a huge range of altcoins. Use the link down below to start your account and get 30% off of your trading fees or $4,100 in deposit bonuses. So what do you think about this monthly close for Bitcoin? Is this, well, showing that we could have finally bottomed out? Is now the time we start building up that slow sideways action? Months of a bit of ranging, but we are finding the bottom here. We are building that base for the bottom, or is this just one more fake out before we go down to $10,000? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.